rural scenery is very beautiful. On our way from Shillong to Langkawi and Nong Madan, we visited a Khasi family in Nong Madan and talked about history and current livelihood. After that, we took a walk in the village, got to know the people and learned some Khasi words along the way. The farm is located beyond the field at the end of the village. Apart from raising chicken and pigs, Nong Madan farmers grow strawberry, corn, and different kinds of yam. Although Nong Madan does not have tourism development yet, the villagers received occasional visits to these farms. On the way to Kong Tong, the team had a short stop at Mao Kadok rest area. Here we could have yummy roadside grilled corns, walk down the steps to appreciate forest scenery, or shop for souvenirs. We continued our journey, passing through local washing pond and taking a group photo at a viewpoint. We passed by a local village before reaching Kong Tong. In Kong Tong, we were invited to a community hall to learn about the village and the tradition of calling name by whistling or making different tunes. The village holds its charm in every corner, making it a great place for sustainable tourism development. After the visit to Kong Tong, we traveled back to Shillong at dusk. Living root bridges are found in several Khasi communities in Meghalaya. A few has become tourist destination. Today, we went to see the living root bridge that connects Nowet to Riwai, then continued to Maulinong, where we had a good meeting with village leaders. Maulinong has been involved in tourism since the official promotion in 2006. The village received much attention due to the label given by one reporter as the cleanest village in the world. A walk through the village would reveal natural and cultural features like flowering plants, school with happy children, native species of pitcher plants, several rocks with small or large craters, which Maulinong is named after. No wonder this village became one of the top attractions in Meghalaya. Mauplang Sacred Grove is a good example of how traditional beliefs and cultures contribute to natural and cultural conservation. In Khasi language, Mao means stone and Plang means grass. The sacred grove is surrounded by a grass field. After we walked through the grass field, we met the local guide who introduced us to this special place. Every visit to the sacred grove has to be with the local guide. There is a small entrance into the forest. After stepping in, it is like a different world. The forest is lush and cool, and large trees give the area a special feel. The local guide led us along the forest path, explaining about trees, plants, animals, sacred stones, and traditions that were passed down. We learned about old rituals which make this forest sacred, and thus remain very well protected through these days. We then traveled on to Maple Pine Farm Homestay to meet Mr. James Perry, the owner. The area around his maple pine farm is picturesque, dotted with agricultural field and crossed by a river. Mr. Perry thinks that Meghalaya tourism needs to develop slowly and focus on small-scale operation with community involvement. Khasi culture in Meghalaya is quite strong, but better system and measures need to be in place to keep the beauty and culture alive with reasonable tourism development. Sara, or earlier known as Cherrapunji, is the main tourist destination in Meghalaya. It was recognized as the wettest place on earth due to rain and fog. Situated about 53 kilometers from Shillong, the road to Sara is pleasant with scenery of green fields, forest hills, small streams. Occasional fog adds to natural beauty and confirms the name of Meghalaya as the abode of clouds. The teams from Chulalongkorn University and Northeastern Hill University visited Sara College to give a presentation on sustainable tourism, community-based tourism, and Thailand case. Outside Sara, there are many tourist sites like Mausumai Cave, No Kolikai Falls, viewpoint to see Seven Sisters Falls, and Living Root Bridge. The peak tourist season starts from October and lasts until January or February. There are many homestays, hotels, resorts, restaurants, and roadside stops for visitors. It will be an added value if communities develop their own small-scale tourism so that tourists can learn about their culture and way of life. Today we went to the village of Sobar, where a walk to the community hall is a pleasure in itself. After a meeting with village leaders, we took a walk in the village, then visited interesting sites nearby, which include cemetery with round stones, where a clay pot containing ancestors' bones is placed underneath. Further on, there is a beautiful river called Lingam, where people can sit on the bank to have a picnic, swim, fish, and row the boat. Sobar village and nearby area have a great potential for tourism development as well. Today we were on our way to a village called Plang Mau Sirpat, passing through stunning landscapes and interesting sights. The first stop was Mao Jimbuin Cave, which is managed and taken care by the local village. The second stop was Weiing Lakefront Camp, where we would spend 2 nights. Then we had a fruitful meeting with Plang Mau Sirpat village leaders. Although this village is relatively new and consists of migrants from other places, it has several things to see, so the potential for tourism development is there. On the way to the village of Malingbana, we walked to a beautiful scenic point not far from the lakefront camp. Then we hiked up the stream to see the cave. But to explore inside, we need a good flashlight and other equipment. Next stops are integrated farming around rocky areas, Split Rock, and Kakoi Water Park, which is in the process of expanding its tourism capacity. And most villagers are willing to tell stories and share their experience with visitors. Today we started our journey with adventurous trek to the entrance of the longest sandstone cave in the world, Krempuri. The nearby landscape is decorated with lush green plants and flowers. A small waterfall serves as a soft curtain to the entrance of the cave. Our cave guide is from the village of Laitsoham, so we asked him to take us to the village, which is 380 steps up from the local road. The villagers have not thought about tourism yet, but a walk past the village took us to the vantage point of a beautiful waterfall and a village hill where Mausamai or Oath Rock stands, a part of the history of this over a century-old village. The visit to all the villages is very fruitful. The team learned a lot and brought good memories back home to Thailand. The research is at the beginning stage, like a road that is leading to more cooperation between CU and Nehu. The project on developing creative tourism on the basis of cultures of conservation will work with the community to develop tourism that is built on conservation traditions.